What's up, guys? Has your disposal InSinkErator ever made sounds like this? Yeah, ours does, and I think it's broken, so it's time to replace it. You want that again? It shook everything. Oh, that's bad. You think there might be something stuck in there, or it is busted. Yeah, so we've looked down there, and it's kind of rough. Whoops, that fell in there. Okay, well, let's try it again, one more time. Oh yeah, that's bad. Okay, so it's broken. We gotta put a new one in. So here's what we have now. It is a InSinkErator, and it is a Evolution Pro Compact. Is that compact to you? It looks pretty big to me. So, Evolution Pro Compact. We have the dishwasher hookup, and we have the discharge function there. And then we have the upper collar that holds it on. Other than that, I don't see the model number or anything. Is it underneath? No, there's a scan code. They put those on appliances. I don't know, it must be on the back. So, no, I can't see this right now. But let's show you what we got. I think it hooks up the exact same way, so this should be pretty easy. Disconnect the dishwasher. That's easy enough because we haven't been using that because that's not working. Great. Disconnect this hose, and that's just drain. So now that I ran water through it, it's probably not gonna be great. And then we have to disconnect the power, which, as you can see, goes into the wall. So we have to take that off once this is all disconnected and we bring it down. At this point, I don't know how the collar disconnects, but I'm sure it's not that hard. But we should be able to leave all this upper stuff intact, and we can clean out when it's down. So at this point, let's go look at the new one. Just for reference, we are installing the Badger here. It's right here. 5XL1, which must be a pretty good one because it's one step away from the Badger 500, which I assume it's better as you go up. This is a pretty good Badger. So here is our discharge tube gets mounted there. We have a new one, so I guess we'll use it. And here is our dishwasher inlet. And we have to knock out that little plug there. So that's something we can do before we install it. And then here is the collar. And that's loose here. That just firms up. And this is rubber. So this firms up too. So really, we don't need all of this. It'll be kind of fun to see while it's off here. That just kind of locks in, doesn't it? You set it in there. It slides down over, right like that. And then what? It locks in and you twist it in. That seems about right. Yeah, that seems about right. Maybe this guy locks onto there and slides up along there and latches in. That looks about as easy as it could. Perfect. All right, so that aside, we have to get a hammer and a punch or a screwdriver and knock out that little guy, that little cover in there, which I can feel on the inside. I'm gonna make sure that comes out. In case you've never seen inside one of these, you have your metal. These things are the ones that spin and cuts up all your stuff in there. And in here we have just two, it looks like. And yeah, so then the water goes down around the outside, and your dishwasher stuff comes in here too. So everything that runs out of your dishwasher, any dirt, any food, anything, runs into here, and then you can chop it up from here if it gets through from the dishwasher, which it shouldn't do. You have filters and stuff in there, but it happens. And then this guy will be new and happy. See, the water just runs down around there, and anything big enough gets caught in here, and then you go from there. So this little guy gets knocked out, but we have to make sure that it doesn't fall in here and stay in there. So let's go ahead and do that. Yep, that punched out pretty quick. This little cover here, that's all you need to do. And now we're open and free to flow right through there. I did almost get my finger stuck in there. Oh, and there I did again. Pinky barely fits. Oh no, I guess nothing's gonna get stuck on those edges. It'll be fine, right? If they do wear down, at least they will be able to fit through the water spout. It's fine. It's fine. They didn't say to worry about that at all. There's my finger inside. All right, next step. Just to prep this guy, we might as well take this cover off, because that's where our electrical stuff hooks up. I guess it goes through that hole because you're not getting it underneath this cover. There we go. There's our wires. Yeah, I think they come out this hole right over here. There's a cover there. It didn't say anything about removing that. It feels like plastic. So let's make sure these are exposed out here. And they probably want you to connect these and then stuff them back up in there, so they're not hanging out under your sink. That would be a bad idea. But make sure that they're accessible so that you can install them and then stuff them back in there. You know what I'm doing. All right, got in here and I realized, yes, that was a green screw underneath for the ground. And then this guy is all in there. That's probably in that green bag, so we need to unscrew this. I did not turn off power to this, so it'd probably be good to go do that before I start unscrewing and electrocuting myself. So anyway, that's that. And then we can't really undo any of this stuff until I know we're going to be going forward with this. And also this collar guy right there, you just spin that off and then that will release this whole thing and it will go flunk down. So you have to support that some way. So it'd be good to have something in there so that that doesn't just fall to its death. Cable connector, not included. So this guy right here, not included. So I have to, there's like cracker on here. Anyway, so I have to use the one that I have and then put this guy in, connect these wires, as you can see in this one. And then what they talk about putting the ground in. Here's the ground. Yep, connect, stuff those back on in, ground it, and then I guess you're pretty much done at that point. Put your cover back on and then you can install it. So I guess we should take it out, turn the power off, take the old one off, and then final step is install. All right, back to the one under the sink that's going out. Here we need to pull this pipe off. Look how disgusting. This has not been working. This is the drain that goes into it from the dishwasher. So we're obviously not taking care of that. Then we got to take the electrical off. This is our ground, and then we'll have to pull the wires out. There you go. They're in there wrapped with electrical connectors. And then this is going to have to spin out of there. That's probably all it does. All right, so we got this down. You can see here the white wires. It just spins off in, I think, counterclockwise, like normal. Show you this. Yeah, it is counterclockwise. Doesn't turn clockwise. So you turn it counterclockwise, and I'm trying both ways just to see what works. There we go. So there's our black wires disconnected. Make sure your power's off for this. Touching these with hot wires would be bad, and you'd have lots of sparks. So now you gotta get this off. And this, pull down the clamp, and then this will just pull free of the unit. And this one's different, so we're gonna have to put on a new mounting bracket. And there's our gasket, and that slides right in there. Fits snugly. There's our hole that we knocked out for the dishwasher. And that is gonna be sitting right up in here when we pull the old one down. You can barely see through there, but that one is gross and disgusting. And luckily this is all new. We don't need this because it's already installed. So here is our new pipe, PVC elbow. I'm gonna put the screws on here. That won't leak because it won't, hopefully. When you're all done with this, make sure nothing is leaking. You have to go back and fix that. So this drops in here. This is a collar. You're gonna unscrew this, and then there's a seal underneath to keep anything from coming back up. That's kind of how this works. Turn this until it is loose, and you can pop it up, and then you can see in here our seal that's around this, and then we'll pull this out. I think it won't be too hard. There we go. I'm feeling this might be gross too. This is your drain. That's your drain from the dishwasher. Electric is disconnected, but not removed. And then we're gonna spin this collar to the left, and then this thing will basically drop right out. It's pretty heavy, so make sure you are catching it or have something there to rest it on. Be easier to do that. So now it's down. This is exactly how it came loose, and this is ew. This is the disgustingness and the broken parts inside. Obviously this needed, there's not even a thing on the other side. So obviously this needed removed. Look in here at what this is supposed to look like. Oh, oh, that's gross. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, okay, so I guess we're, oh. This is what happens when all this stuff goes down through there. This is not a new unit. And it's disgusting. I hope you guys have a solid stomach. Whew. Yeah, this is just gross. Ugh. I kind of expected this, but wasn't sure. Now this will just twist up out of here with the seal on it, probably. There it is. That falls down in there and seals it up. But this is our elbow into the drain. And that's gross. I don't think we need that anymore. Yeah, just to get a good look in here before we throw this thing away. That is broken, and the piece is sitting up there, it looks like, and then this one's completely gone. I wonder if I fished that out with my hand at one point just to help get the crap out of there as it was breaking up. And then around the edge there is where the water goes once it's been disposed. So I didn't realize this pops off here, and it's a different setup than the other one. So now you can see in here the brand new one has those metal choppers. I don't know what you would call them. This is the old gross water stopper. This is the new one. It's cheaper, but either one will work fine. So we don't have to remove all this, but we do have to remove this. And let's see if we can just reach down in here and pull it out. Since it's a different design, I didn't realize this is gonna have to be removed. And it is, and it's disgusting. So now we can clean this up. There's a little ridge in there that this actually sat on before. And I'm surprised that didn't leak, but it didn't, so that's great. This thing can go right in the trash can, which is missing. So now I clean this up a little bit, and really all we have to do, I guess this just sits up underneath the sink now, because I can't put it in. There's no way to sit on that edge anymore. So I guess the new design just goes from below and not from the top. Super weird, but hey, I guess they know what they're doing with their new design. And we'll just go with what we've got, because there's no way this is going in the top. It does look nice though. Wow. Super pretty. I'm just showing you this. This would be the same situation if we use this new mount. I guess that's what it does. It has a ridge on the inside, so it just seals up that way. And this is the exact same thing. I even measured it. And yeah, it just sits right up in there when you install the whole unit. So that'll pop back on there. It's kind of this fits from the inside instead of the outside. And there's our ring. I cleaned that up. That's our seal for our PVC drain pipe. Slide that up on there. On the new one anyway. And we can go ahead and, as long as that other seal is already set in there, we can screw this onto the side in the angle that we want it. It's going to be straight up and down again, just like the old one. And make sure this is on before you stick it down in the drain. This goes on first. And you're going to stick your seal. Make sure the collar is facing down and the wide part's at the top, so it fits in there and does its job correctly, so it seats down into the drain pipe. And then we're going to just have to turn it down on there. Make sure that seal's seated correctly and lock that in. And then this gets bolted onto the side of our brand new InSinkErator. Now that we have this down, it's easier to look at what we're doing with the wiring, because we're going to have to install it on the new one. Alright, so we got this adapter out. It didn't come with it. It just screwed out of there once you take the wiring out and decrimp them. So now we're going to put this down over here, screw it in till it stops. Make sure you line it up correctly. Look at the threads and how they go in. Turn that down. These don't need to be in there because they should stay inside. And then here's our wiring that's going to have to go up through there and be clamped down. This is gross. That's trash. That's that upper ring. This is gross. That's trash. That's the whole thing. And this is all new and beautiful. So let's get this crap out of here and throw it in the dumpster. I don't think we need any of this stuff because we have the new one. And we do need this little clamp, but everything else can go. We don't need this disgusting crap because we're putting in the new beautiful seal. So pretty. This is what we needed to do all along. But she's ready to go in, so let's get this gross, disgusting, old crap out of here so we can move on and move forward with the new one. And I'm just going to go in and lift this up. First, I'm going to work on the wiring while it's down here and easy. I'm going to slide this in through so it's in the housing so I can connect it from the other hole. And there's the ground. So you're going to install that first. Well, you can install it first. That's what I'm going to do. But this wire goes down in until you find the spot where it was already crimped. And that'll be the easiest. And then clamp that down with the other side. First of all, make sure this is in there tight. When you turn it down, make sure it doesn't move and it actually stays where you put it. Here's the other half of this crimper hold down thing, which doesn't want to go in. And the easiest thing, like I said, is to take these 2 bolts, screw it down right where it was before. Now I got that installed, and here's the plate. Both white wires are together, both black wires together, and this is the new plate, which the other one is old and doesn't fit this one. And then you have just this to install yet, and there's 1 screw on the other side that holds it in. There's the screw. Tighten that down, and as long as you're not getting water in here, you should be good. No shock. All right, now we got to do the hard work of lifting this into place and spinning the collar onto the mounting bracket. There you go. As long as it's all lined up correctly on the lip and everything, you should be able to tighten this down till it doesn't move by hand, and you should be good to go. And then this is all in place. I left it loose so I can position it perfectly. This is really all you have to do. Once we get this installed, it's going to line up there. And then we need to also install the drain from the dishwasher. But here, it's easy. Just make sure you're not forcing anything. You don't want anything to be in the way or resist you. Now that that's installed, we can push this down in the pipe. That's our seal. Make sure it's all equal around and level. This is solid, and then we just got that good. And we'll turn this down onto the pipe, making sure that gross disposer water is not coming out from our drain pipe. Don't force this, just make it snug. And that should be all we really need to do. The next thing is to put the drain from the dishwasher. Pull that through the wall from the dishwasher. Make sure you put that hose clamp on there. Push this rubber grommet on the end all the way in. And tighten down your hose clamp. That's really all we really need to do. That's locked down the same way it was set up before. There's not really a better way to do it. Our new Badger 5XL should be ready to go once we turn the power back on. As long as there's no leaks, as I said. It looks good from the top. That ring is all sealed in perfectly. Just gonna keep an eye on it. Make sure there's no leaks from either unit, the dishwasher we just installed, or the disposal. All right, now we have water running through here. I'm just making sure I don't see any visible leaks. Don't notice any moisture. We're gonna run it. Looking good from the bottom, looking good from the top. I'd call that a success. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.